after me. I don't give
a... Welcome back, you guys. Today we're doing a reaction to this gorgeous woman. I Paint Pretty Faces is the name of her channel, and we will link the original video in the description. Paulo is very excited to do this, aren't you? And the title of her video is Gastric Bypass Failed, Gaining the Weight Back. Okay, number one, from her thumbnail, she does not look like she's gained the weight back. She looks she's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So we're going to react to that, and then I'll give you my thoughts on maybe why I think she might be gaining her weight back. And I just had my first vaccine today for the virus that shall not be named. So if I grow a third eye, I'm joking. I'm feeling good. It didn't bother me at all. So hopefully it's like that in a month, 3 weeks for the second one. So, and if you hear barking, it's Sophia losing her mind upstairs. So anyway, yeah. All right, let's do it.
Hey, my weight loss surgery people, my weight loss folks, all of y'all that are all about the weight loss. I know it has been a while since I have recorded a video in regards to weight loss or my weight loss surgery or anything.
So I know that sometimes people can see that the fact that she hadn't recorded anything for a while about her weight loss as, oh my gosh, something bad is going on. Like, oh, I went through many years where I didn't tell people I had weight loss surgery because I was tired of being that girl who had the weight loss surgery. Like that's not who I am. That's not my identity. Like that's something that, was a very defining moment in my life and certainly has shaped my life, but I kind of get it. Like sometimes you get tired of talking about it.
Like that. If you follow me on my Snapchat, you know that I talk about my weight loss still daily. Well, almost daily. And I also have a weight loss Instagram. I'll scroll it across the screen right now so you can go follow it. I am almost 18 months out, actually.
18 months out can feel like forever. Most people, depending obviously on if you're 600 pounds, you have a lot more to lose and you're probably not going to lose it in 18 months. But for the majority of people who have weight loss surgery that are, let's say, below 400 pounds, 18 months out is a pretty good indicator, like how are things going to go. But then you also have to be careful because it can be easy. I know Apollo, he's very stressed out about it. It can be easy to kind of start falling back into old habits. So
at the end of this month, it's August 1st now, I will be 18 months out, like September 9th or whatever, however you want to count it. I'll be 18 months out from weight loss surgery. And to be honest, where I am with my weight now is not where I wanted to be with my weight.
It never is. You have a vision in your mind of where you think you're going to be, at different stages, 1 year out, a year and a half, 2, and you go out. And I know with me, I remember getting down to I think I was like 165 pounds and I hadn't had, my boobs done. I hadn't had any skin removal surgery. And I just remember thinking, this is not what I thought I was going to look like. That is a big, it's a big mind game. It messes with you. It messed with me.
And I'm having a very hard time coming to terms with the fact that my body, what I thought my body was going to look like when I started this process and what it looks like now and what it'll probably end up eventually looking like is totally different things. Yep. Like I really had a false reality. And what I mean by that is you kind of don't realize when you're in an overweight body how much damage you're doing to your body. And, I'm not saying anything, I feel like I have to say disclaimer about being overweight or overweight people in general. I'm just talking about facts, terms, reality, okay?
She's right. We're only a minute 40 in, so I better shut up here. Hold on.
Okay. I stretched my body out. At 381 pounds, I stretched my body.
381. I mean, 310 was my highest, and man, my legs are finally just now not looking like pantyhose that need to be pulled up. I still have like my inner thigh area, but I mean, I have friends who have been in strength training their whole lives, and I mean, you also hit a certain age and skin elasticity goes anyway, but you know, that inner thigh that all women seem to hate and have, yeah, you do a lot of damage to those connective tissues.
Body out to my capacity. You know, I'm sure that I could have went more and gained more weight, but I was tapped out at 381 pounds, believe me. And I kind of thought in my mind, somewhere in that back corner, I had hope that, oh, my body's going to snap back. Oh, my body's going to be great. I'm going to look.
This is a disclaimer to tell those people who sell wraps and say, oh, if you do these wraps, it's going to shrink your skin down. You don't need weight loss, or you don't need skin surgery. It's BS. Those wraps are completely bogus. They're not, nothing that those wraps do is a permanent thing. It might draw the water out and make it seem like you've lost inches. Drink a glass of water and it'll come right back. Don't fall prey to that.
Look great. I'm going to look fabulous. And just please allow me to vent on this video. And I thank you for all your kind words and everything that, everyone says to me. And I'm sure I'll get in the comment section as well. I really do, about, that I look great and I'm doing good. I feel great. I really, really do. However, you just kind of get hit with the reality that you've almost destroyed your body to the point where you hit repair. And I guess I'm making this video really.
It's been over 19 years for me. Last month was my 19-year anniversary. And I still feel like things have come up over the years from abusing my body and abusing my body.
To see, is there anyone else out there that feels like I do? Is there?
I feel like you do.
That looks in the mirror, even after you've lost. At this point, I've lost 150 pounds, and some days I still don't feel beautiful. I still don't feel.
I totally get it. I mean, it's still, as much as I train and how I eat, and I know that, I mean, I'm seeing changes that I don't ever remember. The skin on my stomach is the thinnest it's ever been. Abs are starting to show. My body fat percentage is 24%. I don't ever remember my body fat percentage being 24%. Like, that blows my mind. When Marcia did the calculations, I was like, and I still feel that way.
Like, my body looks good. I still don't feel like where I am is where I'm supposed to be. I almost feel cursed that I even had to go through this journey. And it's like, even with plastics, it's like getting a whole bunch of plastics that have scars. Like,
Okay, so I have had 2 tummy tucks. I've had 3 separate sets of breast implants, and I've had a breast lift. I've had liposuction. Yeah. And the scars, I don't even see the scars anymore. Like, they're so faded out. I know I've shared some photos, but they're very faded, because, I have like scars that go underneath my chest, and, my scars are very, very low. I still have, like, you can still see some of the top remnants of, that was from my weight loss surgery. That one used to be lower, but scars don't bother me. They fade.
Realize, like, I'm never going to have the perfect body. And it sounds silly, like, whose body is perfect? Because really all you have to simply do is say, my body is perfect, and then you have a perfect body, because really only you have to think it.
And it's very easy. You can be rational about it and say, I realize that, but you still fight those voices in your head. And I feel like we are our own worst critics. So that makes me sad.
But I feel that social media and society pressure has definitely gotten into my head, as it gets into a lot of people's head. And I'm looking around me. I'm looking at, first of all, people who had surgery the same time as me. They're much smaller than me.
Yeah, you can't compare yourself, because I made that mistake. And it's interesting because I've had the longevity. I did regain some weight when I first moved here to Vegas and fell down 2 flights of stairs and broke both my feet. Kind of put a hamper on things. I mean, but I got on the scale and I was like, what am I doing? And I lost the weight. I mean, within months. I mean, I probably lost it unhealthfully, but it freaked me out. But I look at people who had their surgery the same time as me, as I did, and most of them are back into the obese category on their BMI.
Me, I'm looking at just how my body is proportioned in comparison to theirs. I'm just very naturally curvaceous. I kind of didn't know, it sounds silly, I've been overweight all my whole life. I didn't know if I was naturally curvaceous, or was I just like, I just have all this fat in certain areas. But turns out I'm naturally curvaceous. So for some reason, when I envision myself smaller, I envision myself straight up and down. Like, I don't know why.
That's me, straight up and down. Like, yeah, I don't. I've had to work really hard to get the tiny butt that I have right now.
I envisioned that, and I'm not that now. I still feel definitely plus size. I am plus size. I still wear a size 14. I still wear large to an extra large top.
But she was 381 pounds 18 months ago. Like, come on now, don't. I get what she's saying though, because that's what we do. I mean, and I feel like no matter how prepared for the surgery we are, we still end up having these thoughts in our minds where it's like, you know, I was watching a particular person's Instagram stories where she's been doing Q&As, and someone said to her, you know, you can gain your weight back after weight loss surgery. This isn't a one-trick pony kind of solution. And she's like, I'm completely prepared. And when that person said this, and you guys all know who I'm talking about, when that person said this, when she said, I'm totally prepared, or I'm completely, no, you can't be. Girl, there is no way you can be completely prepared, because you don't know how it's going to be until you're in it. Like, it's as simple as that. So that's why with weight loss surgery, I tell everybody, start with therapy. Most doctors make you do some kind of therapy or have a psych eval before the surgery. And I tell people you should stay in therapy for at least 1 year post-operatively. And especially if you're in a relationship that you would like to stay in, you need to be in therapy, because this whole rapid weight loss thing messes with your head so hard, and like, you'll start getting attention from the opposite sex that maybe you've never gotten, or it's been a while that you've gotten. Every single person in my month that had weight loss surgery, everybody's divorced. So not that everybody cheated or anything, but people just, it changes people.
You know, I'm still plus size, but the body dysmorphia, y'all, is real. Like, it is hard. It's very difficult. I find myself constantly comparing myself to other people and what their body looks like. I find myself getting down on myself a lot. It's really, really, really hard when people look at you for motivation and for inspiration. And I had reservations about making this video, because I was scared that if I make this video and if I post this video, that you all will look at me differently. You'll see me differently. You'll see me as a person with false confidence, and that I really don't love myself. And it's like, I do love myself, but I feel like I can love myself and not like certain things, or have my mind mess with me just like it messes with everyone else. And that is the space that I'm really stuck in right now.
This can really be tough. And again, having a good therapist who specializes, that deals with bariatric patients, is so crucial, because at this point, this can be a make or break point where you can get help overcoming these feelings and go on and complete your weight loss journey, or you can start gaining the weight and going back. So this is a crucial point for her.
I am right now floating between 236 and 240. I imagined that I was going to be at this point almost 200 pounds. My goal weight set by my surgeon, what I agreed to, was 180 pounds. So I am still quite a bit off from that goal. Um, I made it up mentally in my mind a couple of months ago that I wanted to get to 200 pounds and see how that looked before I pursued to go any smaller.
So I'm sure a lot of you guys, I know I've covered it, like the Slayton sisters and how Dr. Proctor, I want to say, said Amy needed to be, as for her height, like 125 or 30 pounds or something like that. And Amy said, well, I don't want to be too skinny mini. I was thinking 200 pounds. And Dr. Proctor's like, that's still obese. As morbidly obese people, we have a skewed vision or idea of what healthy weight is. Sure, 200 pounds is way better than 400 pounds, clearly, but that's still obese for most people. And I still feel like it's almost like, dipping your toe in the water and like, what does not being obese feel like? Am I prepared for living my life like this? Because when you start stalling, most of you guys who watch me, you guys are awesome, by the way, I wanted to tell you. I've just been getting really sweet things said on videos and my Instagram, and I just really love you guys and appreciate you guys. And yeah, so, but, so anyway, so it's like we have this skewed vision or version or idea of what we think is healthy, and 200 pounds, I'd be willing to bet, is still obese, and obesity is not good. You're still going to put yourself at risk for diabetes and heart disease and arthritis and needing joint replacements, high cholesterol, high triglycerides. Like, it's still, your surgeon sets these goal weights because at 180 pounds, when you were 381, you probably have around 20 pounds of extra skin. So I don't know how tall she is, but if you're 180 and 20 pounds of extra skin puts you at 160, probably going to be maybe normal BMI range or just overweight, which is much better than obese. But I feel like our fatness is like kind of this suit of armor in a way that we put on, and it protects us from people. Because people can be horrible and mean and rude. I mean, I haven't had too much of it on my YouTube. I've had 2 people I've had to block, and a couple of people on Instagram who are just creepers. But having like that fat suit on is comforting in a lot of ways.
A lot of people look at me now and they're like, you want to be smaller than what you are now? And it's just like, sometimes I kind of don't know if it's, do I want to, or do I feel like you all are looking at me like this is what you need to do? Like,
she needs to talk to her doctor, and her doctor needs to tell her what she needs to do. If her doctor set a goal weight of 180 for her, I feel like that should be her focus and knock the noise out from everybody else, because they don't, I mean, at the end of the day, what I'm saying right now, it doesn't matter. She doesn't know me. She probably won't ever see this video. And my opinion doesn't mean diddly squat. What she feels and what her doctors are telling her to do, that's what matters for her health, because they know. I don't know what her labs say. I don't know what her blood pressure is. She could be 7 feet tall. I don't know. So, I think, in my opinion, what she feels and what her doctors are telling her, that's what she needs to do. And who cares what anybody else says?
One comment that always gets me, and I know it's coming from a good place, is when people say keep going. And I wonder to myself, like, do they mean keep going in a way like, yeah, like, don't give up, you're looking great, just keep up, the good work? Or do they mean keep going like your body is not
It's sad. That's eating disorder talk. And here's the thing, there are people who have weight loss surgery and they go from one thing to another. I have seen women become anorexic after weight loss surgery. There's a girl on 600 Pound Life. There's a couple of them that ended up, really, really bad eating disordered behavior and thoughts. So it's possible to go from one to the other. So it's hard because, like she's saying, like these people are saying keep going, and it's like if when you say you go to work and someone goes, "Oh, Tia, you look so pretty today," and I go, "What? I look ugly yesterday?" Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like that, where it's like she's overthinking what people are saying, and I get it, man. I feel so much for her.
Where it needs to be, so I'm happy you lost 150 pounds, but you need to keep losing some more. And I know that that has so much more to do with me mentally than it does with them, but I just really wanted to be open and vulnerable with y'all and share how I'm feeling at nearly 18 months out. But going back to the social media point, like social media is definitely a big thing that I feel like gets in my head as it does other people's heads as well. I've been on this journey, honestly, comparing myself from the beginning of this journey. And I really want to make this video to come to y'all and commit to just stopping that shit. Like, I'm tired of comparing myself. I'm tired of.
I'm down. Like, I totally support her. I don't know when she posted this. It sounds like in the summertime, but I 100% am with her on this. Like, we have to stop comparing. And here's the thing about social media. Those girls on social media don't look like that. They're airbrushed and photoshopped. Like, they don't even look like that. Like, I'm sorry, people have pores in their face. Sorry, even the fittest people have freaking cellulite on their skin. I know bodybuilders who have cellulite until like 6 weeks out from a competition, and you see the cellulite start going away. Like, people who we see as with the most perfect bodies, no matter what our aesthetic is, have pores and dimples and fat and whatever. And then we are seeing these overproduced photos and videos, and we're like, oh my God, I don't look like that. Nobody looks like that. Even the people in the pictures don't look like that because it's not them. It's overproduced and overdone.
Feeling like I haven't accomplished enough. You know, when I thought to myself, oh, I lost 150 pounds, I thought to myself, you know, but that's not even that great. And that's really amazing. And it's crazy that
150 pounds, that's a whole me. A whole ass Tia. She's lost. That is a lot of weight. That's an adult size, a stocky adult size woman. Like, right, Apollo? That's great, isn't it? That's so great. Yeah. Apollo approves. So she's got to refocus. When you hear that negative self-talk and she's beating herself up, refocus on the positive things and just focus on those.
my mental was in such a place that I couldn't even receive or be happy for myself losing the amount of weight that I've lost. And I noticed that now that I am on nearly 18 months out, my appetite is coming back, things like that. This is a very dangerous practice to have.
So she's right. 18 months out, she says her appetite's coming back. You know, usually people figure out how much they can eat of things. I know for me, 7 grams of sugar per serving of something is all I can eat, like in an hour period. And it made me a label reader. And because, like I talked about in the last reaction video, dumping syndrome, it's real and it's horrible. So what you have to do when you get to this point and the word journey has been overused on YouTube, but it is a weight loss journey. Once you get to this point in your progression and you recognize that my appetite is back, I can eat a little bit more of this. This doesn't make me sick or make me throw up or whatever. And you notice you can start, it's very easy when you have weight loss surgery to be a grazer. And I know most weight loss doctors say, you know, you have 3 meals a day. Some people say no snacks. Some people say 2 snacks. Obviously, I eat differently than most gastric bypass patients post-operatively, especially at this point, but because I train so much and I have goals, like, you know, I'm trying to add muscle, and at 47, that's tough. So, I mean, I eat about 2,700 calories a day, and almost like 180 grams, almost 200 grams of protein a day. So like I have macros that I'm hitting, and I eat for fuel. Like it's very rare that I eat necessarily for pleasure anymore, which is fine. That also helps keep me from gaining the weight back, because I mean, I could gain it back, and because I could just graze, I could just snack all day long, and you can snack on garbage. Even I didn't get to 310 pounds on cheesecake. I got to 310 pounds on a 30-ounce ribeye and a baked potato the size of your head. You know, I like savory. Barbecue
Because
chips.
food was my emotional place.
Girl,
I
yes.
was happy when I was sad, everything, you know.
I keep interrupting her. As a Mexican, I definitely identify with being raised in with my mother, albeit only till I was 10. But in a Mexican household, if you're happy, you eat. If you're sad, you eat. If someone dies, you eat. If someone's born, you eat. If someone's christened, you eat. You know, everything is around food. And even on my Irish side of the family, I mean, my grandfather was very big on grilling and barbecuing. So barbecues were like always just tons of whatever meat he made, and then everybody brought sides and desserts. And you know, I have an uncle who I believe he was over 600 pounds, and he had weight loss surgery and unfortunately passed away because he threw a blood clot, which that definitely happens at, you know, those heavier, super morbidly obese sizes. And you know, I just think about that a lot. He was my favorite uncle, and that could have been me, you know. If you guys are overweight and you're in the obese or even the morbidly obese category, and you need guidance or help or someone to vent to, will you guys email me? My email is in the description. I always comment back on all my comments. I answer every email. Don't wait until you're 500, 600, 700 pounds to do something about it. The sooner the better.
What bypass did for me is, for a few months, it helped me really try to focus in on the core of my problems. I had to deal with whatever problems I was going through, whether I was happy, whether I was sad, whether I was angry, grief, whatever.
Yeah, you have to learn new coping coping skills. I did a lot of therapy for a lot of years, and even after I had a grip on everything, I mean, I still stayed in therapy because, you know, sometimes we find out we have some repressed things that we haven't dealt with, and we kind of just shove them down and push them out of the side. And you know, it didn't occur to me until I was having the weight loss surgery, and I sat down with a therapist, and she was like, well, you know, and she started laying everything out, and I had just been stuffing my emotions and stuffing, which is why I kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger, because I used food.
And that physical constraint really helped. Now I'm feeling like that physical constraint is slowly going away. And now it's like constant reminder, like, oh, you have to deal with things. Like, you have to deal with your life.
Yes.
And I guess, again, that's why I really want to make this video, just to kind of let it all out. Let y'all know how I feel. See if it's absolutely even one person that feels the way that I do. Like, do you feel like you've lost a lot of weight, but you sometimes feel like you failed just simply by comparing? Do you feel like you're stuck or you're stalled and you don't know where to go? Like, that's another thing. I wanted to be 230 at the beginning of the summer, and here it is August, and I'm still not there at that goal number yet. And I know that it definitely has to be some loopholes, some things that
So everyone knows, but it's sometimes, do you want to sit with me in my lap? It's difficult sometimes because we get to, she's plateaued. I think she said between 236 and 240. So she's plateaued. And then when you're not losing weight, okay, are you keeping a food journal? Are you being honest with yourself? Are you drinking your water? Are you, are you logging? I always say, if you can lick it, drink it, or eat it, you need to log it. I mean, if you have one M&M, put it in the damn food log. You have to do that. And I promise you, if you do that, you're going to start seeing patterns, and you're going to realize you're overeating. It's that simple. But it's hard. I get it.
I've been doing, and it's really just me getting down on myself a lot, which causes me to eat a lot more, drink a lot more.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to make this video as like a recommitment. I will not say that weight loss surgery failed me. I don't think weight loss surgery can fail anyone. I think that people can fail their weight loss surgery, honestly, if you let it.
Yeah, for sure. And that's the thing. You'll hear this phrase over and over. It's a tool, it's a tool, it's a tool. And that's exactly right. It's a tool, but you have to use it properly. It's not a magic fix-all. It's not going to, you're going to wake up and be 120 pounds. Like, you got to work. Like, it makes me so fucking mad. I'm not monetized yet. I can say fucking. I get so angry. Like, my eye is twitching now. I'm like, when people say, oh, surgery's the easy way out. Do you know how hard this has been? This is difficult. This is this is the ultimate behavior modification. The surgery I had cannot be reversed. Like, that's it, dude. Like, that's what you had. You got to work with it. You better make sure that's what you want to do and be committed to it. And don't screw up and end up back up to 400 pounds. You know what I mean? Like, it's not the easy way out.
Like, you have to realize, and I have to get back to the point of knowing that this was just a tool. This was just a temporary thing to help me along the way. And it's going to get tough. It's going to get challenging. It's going to be hard to lose these additional 36 to 40
She can do this.
But I'm committed to doing it.
I'm going to go check her channel out because obviously this was from the summer. So I want to see if she's lost the weight. So the computer died, the battery went, we didn't have it plugged in. But she was about finished. So I just want to say that I'm going to go check out the rest of her videos because I did an actual reaction. I didn't watch the video first and then react to it. I want to see how she's doing. But the weight loss surgery is just a tool. It's not this catch-all magic trick or whatever that is going to suddenly make everything all better. And let's be real, none of us get to over 300 pounds because we like potato chips. It's usually some deep-seated issue. It could be childhood trauma. It could be trauma even in any point in our lives, and food became the coping mechanism. So please reach out to me if you guys have any questions or comments, if I can help in any way. Right, Apollo? Right. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.
You repeat after